Good, happy Tuesday is Tuesday, November 11, 2025. Today is Veterans Day. Welcome to your morning newscast of WRMK News 12. We have a lot of news to get to on this Tuesday morning, so let's begin right now. First up, Stephanie Shaheen breaks with Senate compromise, oppose deal backed by her mother. A simmering divide within the Democratic Party intensified Monday as a handful of Democrats urged compromise with Republicans to reopen the government, prompting vocal objections from others in the caucus, including an unexpected critic. Stephanie Shaheen, a Democrat candidate for New Hampshire's 1st Congressional District and daughter of Senator Jeanne Shaheen, publicly rejected the bipartisan agreement negotiated by Senate Democrats. She argued that the deal falls short without a firm commitment to extend Affordable Care Act tax credits, a key provision for many families in her state. Every family has differences of opinions and views, and here we just have very different views about the best way to approach this, she told WRMK News 12. I think my mom and Senator Hassan did what they believed was right. I'm doing what I believe is right, and that is to say I cannot support this compromise because ultimately Speaker Johnson won't guarantee a vote on extending the tax credits. Senator Jeanne Shaheen acknowledged the disagreement, noting that the two had already discussed their positions before the issue became public. We talk every day, so she knows where I was, and I know where she was, she said in an interview with us. On Monday, House Speaker Mike Johnson declared to make any commitment regarding a vote on ACA subsides. We're going to do in the House what we always do, a deliberative process. We get to find consensus on whatever the proposal is, Johnson told reporters. For Stephanie Shaheen and many other Democrats, Johnson's refusal was a deal breaker. She warned that families could face severe financial consequences if the tax credits are allowed to lapse. If we don't extend the tax credits for an average family of 4 in New Hampshire, people are going to see their premiums almost double, up to $70,000 in 1 year, she said. It's just not stable. People can't absorb those insurances. Senator Shaheen, along with other Democrats who helped broker the agreement, has faced criticism from progressives demanding stronger consensus from Republicans. The senior senator urged her colleagues to keep their focus on GOP negotiators rather than one another. We would all like to get much more, but any kind of agreement is a compromise, she noted. Despite the public policy split by both mother and daughter, emphasized that their family dynamic remains unchanged as the holiday approaches. Stephanie is very independent. That's what's going to make her an excellent congresswoman, the senator said. New Hampshire senators face Democratic backlash over bipartisan deal to reopen the government. New Hampshire senators Jeanne Shaheen and Maggie Hassan are under scrutiny from members of their own party after joining a small bipartisan coalition to advance legislation reopening the federal government. The agreement reached Sunday would fund the government through January 30th and restore key federal programs affected by the shutdown. The stopgap measure includes funding for the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program and other essential services. It would also restore furlough federal employees and provide back pay to those who received layoff notices as the shutdown dragged on. Shaheen and Hassan were among 8 senators who broke with Democrat leadership to move the bill forward, while many Democrats objected to the agreement because it omits an extension of Affordable Care Act health subsidies set to expire at year's end. The 2 New Hampshire senators argued that continued gridlock would inflict unaccountable harm on workers and families. Shaheen defended her decision by highlighting the intimate consequences of the shutdown across her state. We have 75,000 people in New Hampshire who depend on those food benefits. We have 3,000 workers at the Portsmouth Naval Shipyard who are not getting paid. We have 19,000 federal workers, including the National Guard, air traffic controllers, TSA agents at our airports, who are not getting paid. We need to end that, she said. Hassan echoed that reasoning, saying her vote stemmed from principle, not party politics. I have a really good relationship with my colleagues in the House and with other Democrats in New Hampshire, and I really appreciate them and our friendship as well. But we make independent decisions, Hassan said. And the decision I was faced with was whether to continue the government shutdown for an indefinite amount of time at a point in which the time is shrinking in which we can address these health care issues. Both senators contended that decoupling health care negotiations from the immediate spending bill would give Democrats greater leverage to extend the ACA subsides next month. The measure now heads to the House, where Democrat Rep. Chris Pappas and Maggie Goodlander announced they will oppose the plan. The deal reached in the Senate on the government funding fails to prevent a massive increase in health insurance costs for families and small business, and for that reason I cannot support it, Pappas told WRMK News 12. I'll keep fighting to get legislation to the House floor that will extend premium tax credits, but just hoping Speaker Johnson will do the right thing isn't good enough for New Hampshire. Goodlander delivered a similar rebuke, calling the Senate strategy insignificant. The Senate's proposal sets on a hope that the President and Speaker Johnson will allow a vote to address this healthcare emergency and end the shutdown. But I hope is not a strategy or accountable plan. That's why I cannot accept this proposal, she said. Criticism has also emerged from inside Shaheen's own family. Her daughter, Stephanie Shaheen, who is running for Congress in New Hampshire's 1st District, publicly opposed the deal as well. Former Youth Development Center counselor goes on trial for alleged 1990s sexual assaults. The criminal trial for former Youth Development Center counselor Stephen Murphy began Monday, marking the latest chapter in a decades-long controversy surrounding alleged abuse at the state-run facility. Murphy faces 8 counts of aggravated felonious sexual assault stemming from accusations that he reportedly assaulted David Meehy while Meehy was a teenager in state custody during the 1990s. Prosecutors alleged Murphy explicit his position of authority to assault Meehy multiple times inside East Cottage, one of the facility's residential units. Though WRMK News 12 typically refrains from naming alleged sexual assault victims, Meehy has chosen to speak publicly about his experience at the YDC. His case has drawn widespread attention over the past several years. In civil lawsuits filed more than a year ago, Meehy was initially awarded $38 million for abuse he claimed to have suffered. That award was later reduced to $4,745 due to a legal technicality. An appeal is still pending, though. During opening statements, prosecutor told the jurors that while Meehy may not be able to recall specific dates, his accounts remain clear and consistent in identifying the person, location, and nature of the attacks. David will tell us what his defendant did to him repeatedly. David will tell us what this defendant forced him to do repeatedly. The prosecutor told the court that alone is what you will be asked to deliberate about at the end of this case. The defense contended that the accusations lack corroborating evidence. Attorney Charles Keefe urged jurors to focus on the abuse of physical proof and the inconsistencies he says exist in Meehy's narrative. Evidence or the lack, therefore, Keefe said the state will not produce a single piece of evidence or witness to corroborate that David Meehy was sexually assaulted. Murphy arrived in court with several supporters, including former colleagues and family members. The first witness, former YDC employee Jean Murray, testified Monday and described Murphy in positive terms, telling the court Mr. Murphy was lovable. Additional law enforcement officers, former YDC employees, and character witnesses are expected to take the stand as the trial continues. Proceedings are scheduled to resume Wednesday when Meehy is expected to testify. New Hampshire restaurants offer free meals to veterans and service members today on Veterans Day. Veterans and active duty military personnel across New Hampshire will be treated to complimentary meals and special promotions on Tuesday as restaurants honor their service on Veterans Day. The day begins early at Denny's, where participating locations will serve a free original Grand Slam breakfast from 5 a.m. to noon. Starbucks is also joining in, offering a free tall coffee to service members and their spouses. Several national chains are expected to extend their gratitude with signature breakfast specials. Cracker Barrel is offering its Sunrise Pancake Special, while IHOP is providing its red, white, and blueberry pancake combo at no cost to veterans and active duty personnel. Lunch and dinner deals are also plentiful. At 99 restaurants, veterans can receive a free lunch entree with the purchase of another adult entree, along with a $5 gift card for a future visit. Applebee's is offering a free meal from a select menu. Bugaboo's Burrito is giving away a free taco trio, and Buffalo Wild Wings is offering 10 free boneless wings and fries. Chili's and Texas Roadhouse are also participating, each offering free meals from designated menus starting at 4 p.m. today. Golden Corral will host its annual Military Appreciation Night with complimentary dinner, while Red Robin will serve its Red Big Tavern Burger free of charge. Most promotions are dine-in only, and all require a valid military ID or proof of service at participating locations. WRMK News 12 extends its gratitude to all veterans and active duty service members for their service and wish them a meaningful Veterans Day today. Manchester modifies Veterans Day parade route to improve public safety. Manchester city officials announced that the city's traditional parade route has been adjusted to enhance public safety and improve emergency response readiness. The changes take effect today as Manchester holds its annual Veterans Day parade. Senate approves short-term funding bill. House vote expected this week. The Senate has approved a measure to fund the federal government through January 30th, sending the legislation to the House for consideration. House Speaker Mike Johnson said Monday that the vote could take place as early as Wednesday. And that does it for this morning edition of WRMK News 12. Thank you for tuning in and watching this morning edition. Enjoy the rest of your morning and day, and I'll see you back here later on today for another broadcast. Goodbye.